with that, I think I'm hoping that through the retail and electricity suppliers and of course the TUs would be able to offer more competitive price as anyway it's now being more an open market and with the power of hedging. Hopefully we get to see that wherein electricity prices go lower, become more competitive, such that the manufacturing companies will be able to come in.
Yeah, can I add to that? Also, I was going to say the same that Carlos said, that the electricity cost has often been cited as an issue for more manufacturing. One of the big values that we feel we bring to the market is a view into the future of what prices are for next year and for 2 years forward. So what we often like to say is, if you know that the price is high in the future, then it's a signal to build more generation. And if prices are low a year or two forward, build more consumption, build more manufacturing. And if I was a manufacturing CEO and I was able to lock in a fixed low price through a res, then that gives me comfort to make the CapEx investment to open the factory. But if you don't know what the future price is, you don't know. Do I build generation? Do I build consumption? And then it even gets more granular between, is the midday price high or low? Do we want to build solar? Does it start to look like California where midday prices are negative and you build batteries to then sell, take advantage of that arbitrage into the evening hours? So having that look into what the future price can be and be able to lock it in a way, kind of like what Carlos said, is a way to incentivize or give comfort for new investment as well.
Okay, that's good. Okay, moving again. With that opinion, how do we ensure supply chain resilience amidst rising global demand then? Supply chain resilience.
To be honest, ma'am, none of us here in the supply chain.
Insurance.
Just to make a quick comment, I think the diversity of generation is a big advantage for the Philippines. And we've looked at other markets where it's almost 100% from one fuel source. But the fact that there's a nice mix of traditional thermal, gas, renewable, hydro, the geothermal sourcing the Philippines is pretty unique globally. And that mix of different domestic fuel sources and then imported, but at least from different parts of the world, I think gives the Philippines good resilience from that perspective.
Yeah, that's good.
I just answered from my interviews of, well, not interviews, but latest interactions with the suppliers I've discussed with. I think they're already starting to have different locations for their factories. And that's good news to us because that addresses the issue on supply chain resilience. So I think the move is there, Mr. I would like to believe that all the suppliers right now are also not maintaining their factories in just one location. They are diversifying. And we're looking forward, I guess, to support that as well. Because at the end of the day, if there is that risk of supply chain, especially with what happened in the pandemic, I would like to believe that your insurance would also go higher. So if you get the support events like that, the market will really move to support such initiatives.
Okay, moving now to decentralized energy and innovation. Can you see in the near future, 10 years from now, microgrids, energy storage, digital platforms, and also hydrogen in the energy roadmap?
Decentralized energy is already a part of the DOE's plans, and we've already seen it work. Like for instance, in our own microgrids with our FP Island, just last year there was a typhoon, but because of the microgrid system, the Karamuan Island was able to sustain its electricity supply. And so it really is a complement, especially with the archipelagic and the transmission issues that we have for the whole Philippine grid. Having the option of having microgrids and distributed energy is a complement to stabilizing the main grid. So yes, it should be part and we should materialize that.
And to meet the targets that we have, I think it will not be just work of the utility, but the grid being decentralized is going to play an important factor, a major factor in meeting those targets. In fact, I think there will be a shortage of RECs. And that voluntary market of renewable energy credit certificates have to be there to put in, to support that deficit, or otherwise, will we be seeing owners or DU general managers in jail? No, apparently that's the, I think there is not meeting the RPS have its penalties, right?
That's penalties.
So, and I'm sure they don't want that.
Okay, Andrew, do you have an idea?
Not much to add. I mean, I think all this stuff is
About the
is good.
microgrids thing, the energy storage in the Philippines as part of the roadmap of energy in the Philippines. How much? What is the capacity of energy storage in the roadmap for energy future you are looking at in the Philippines?
Yeah, I don't know the exact quantities, but I mentioned California earlier. Something that we've been monitoring very closely is what's happened in the California grid and the Texas grid, where a lot of solar was added over the last couple of years. And it had a really big impact on what the market prices for energy look like throughout the day. And so consistently in California, you see prices at zero or even negative day after day after day. And that creates this new opportunity for energy storage, whether it's battery, whether it's pumped hydro or other solutions. And we're starting to see that happen in the Philippines. And so it creates some challenges if you're solar only, but it also creates big opportunities if you have different fuel sources and storage in particular.
Okay, thank you. There is a very critical issue or thing that I would want. What is really the actual price per year for the green energy auction for solar, wind? Is your opinion? How much is really the price per JM for solar, wind, and biomass and hydro? What can you say about that, Carlo?
I don't want to comment on the actual
I'm
price.
asking you.
Okay, for floating, well, our friends from the RC, I think, was on the other side. But yeah, I'll just echo, I guess, the position of the industry we're in. Our study for the one that was commissioned by Mont McDonald, the one was commissioned by Philippine Solar Storage and Energy Alliance for floating was at 7.1 per kilowatt hour. But I'd like to put that in as, remember that the gear is a ceiling. Always remember that it is a ceiling. And what I'd like highlighted though, in terms of the price, is the formula on how the IRR was determined. I think everybody us here know that we're not going to accept a 10% IRR that was computed on a real risk-free rate. So we're hoping that it's very clear that the formula for everything is in nominal. I'd like to believe the majority of us here have already seen a model of an energy, and if everything is nominal, the IRR also has to be nominal. So that's not. I'd rather talk about the formula in determining the gear price. We're in not use the real risk-free rate, but the nominal risk-free rate of.
So how much really?